Yeah. Good morning, MarketChameleon.com. I'm Adam. That's Will. What's up, brother?
Just had something a little going right there. All's good. All's good.
Well, I don't know if it's good. I just had a little Twitter battle with a guy, dude. What do you think about a guy
Oh,
who has paper traded for
I don't believe in Twitter
24
battles.
years? He's been paper trading, and he's almost ready to get into trading. What would you say to that, dude?
I don't know what you say to that. That
24
is,
years, dude. And I'm like, the
I've been thinking
perfection is
about
the
this
enemy of the
woman
good. And
for
he's like, no, I want
24
to perfect this.
years. I want to what?
No, he's like, no, I want to perfect this before I risk my money.
That is an interesting role.
Guys, if you are out there and you are trading, be careful out there. It is risky, inherently risky. You will lose money. We are not telling you what to do. Huh?
Stuff that money into a
Just stuff it into a mattress. Therefore,
SPY 24 years ago. Just went on and did something else.
Incredible, man. Can you imagine the hours lost by that poor guy, dude? I'm like, God, man, who taught you that, dude?
Dip your toes into the water.
Dip your toes, man. Wow. Incredible. Anyway, guys, you're on the Chameleon. Click the subscribe button. Tick that bell if you're on YouTube. If you're on the Chameleon, click the top right-hand corner. Click the subscribe button, and you can try it free for 7 days. Well, why don't you go ahead and bring up your screen, brother? And we'll get into this thing, man. 24 years. I just shook my head, man. I was like, God, 24 years, dude.
You know what? I don't know if you can see me now, but I'm shaking my head at you because how the hell are you getting into Twitter battles? How's that even
Dude,
possible?
I get on there. I try to help people, man.
You're trying to save lives.
Saving lives, man. 24 years. God dang. 24 years, bro.
That is good stuff. 20. I'm trying to think. 24 years ago, I was 26. Had a full head of hair. I almost had a mullet at that time. You remember my mullet days?
I do, man. God, 24.
Yeah, that was a good time 24 years ago.
Yeah, man. Imagine. But imagine if you'd waited till today to actually do your investing. Imagine.
Yeah. Oh,
you'd basically still be working at McDonald's. It's incredible.
You were
that kind of mindset. Like, you would literally have nothing. If you took no risk ever, you've got nothing. It's insane that somebody would think that is an appropriate strategy.
Yeah, no, I left everything to go down and work on the floor as a runner.
Yeah, man.
Left my profession, my first wife, left for Chicago, work on the floor with you.
I went to the islands.
One day, Adam ends up in Chicago. He's got this for some reason he ends up with this great job through his World Wrestling Federation friendships. He gets a great job.
By the way, Will's referencing Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter and I were tight back in the day.
And so he ends up, in the world of pit trading, he was like working for a broker who stood at the top of the pit. So he had the best view. You know, everyone came to him to get their tickets checked. Me, I was like working for like some guy who was, selling one lots and trying to scalp them down at the bottom. And I had to work 10 of these guys, each guy paying me like $10 a day. And, you go around and check their trades. And so we have to get in early, and you find whatever gig you can to make a little extra money. And we suffer, and we've both gone to school in Vermont, so we've been used to cold winters. But we suffer this winter in Chicago, which was like a winter like I've never had.
Coldest winter in 30 years. That's what they say.
It was a killer. People were dying every day.
People were dying. They were dying in our apartment because we didn't have any heat.
One day when we're off to these great jobs in the city, he looks at me. He's like, "I'm going on vacation." I'm like, "Really? What? Why didn't you give me a look? I would have taken off some time and gone with you." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not coming back." And that was his last winter where he had to have a winter coat.
That's
He's
right, man.
never been back north since. Never been. Actually spent some time in the States, but that's another story for another day. Anyways, I'm looking at the Chameleon this morning. Noticed large upside move after significant call activity. You always wonder if this type of thing can lead to some more follow through. It's amazing. The stock was down 8% yesterday. I'm assuming reported earnings after the close, and it did. actually the earnings actually missed, but it beats on revenue.
Scientific Games. What is that? I have no idea.
It's another gaming stock. Yep. Lots of opportunities if you want to jump on the train. If you think Scientific Games is going to move higher, let's look at what exactly.
Does that need to be added to your gaming watch list there?
I bet you it is a gaming company for the casino industry.
Okay.
Lottery,
gaming
interactive
machines,
markets,
exactly.
Worldwide game.
Yep, table games.
Well, probably not table, but maybe it says. Does it say table games?
Do they make the tables? Why is my face still up there, man? Why am I still looking at me?
Oh, I wanted to. I was looking at you when I was talking about Chicago. I wanted to see any facial tics. I wanted to see if you still.
Jake
had that
says
cold
the C.
weather.
Was it the CME or was the CBO? What did we work on? I can't even remember, man.
It wasn't the CBOE or the CME. It was the other C, the CBOT, the Board of Trade.
CBOT. That's right. Yep.
Under the top of that building, was it Iris? What was the God of Grain used to be up there?
God of Grain.
Believe it or not, we all got the God of Grain tattoos. If you ever want to see it, Adam will charge $50 to see that tattoo. God of Grain. See, I think it was Cirrus. That was a beautiful building.
That was.
Yep. Those are some good times in Chicago. The next thing I looked at also popped up was Electronic Arts was up after hours.
It's 2 days in a row.
I mean, this is a true gaming stock in the way we look at games, games that our kids play.
Yep.
So obviously they beat earnings. It's well off its highs. If you feel there's going to be any follow through, I did do an EA screener and lots of bullish plays. If you want to do credit put spreads here, lots of them. Theoretical edge, win rates, downside cushion. And that's what you return if the stock sits where it is. If it goes higher, you can make more in this.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. But I am pretty bearish, everyone. I am on the bearish bandwagon after all the news yesterday. I did a stocks with top bearish sentiment.
You're just generally market bearish?
I just think there is a high probability when I say that. I think it's a coin flip right now, but I wouldn't have said it was even 10% that this trade deal doesn't go through.
Yep.
And it's going to be bad, and this could lead to all sorts of.
I mean,
ripple
how do you think Trump's looking at this? Let's dive into the mind.
Well, I
of
think
the Trumpster.
Problem is it's not Trump. I don't think the way this seems to be setting up is, and I don't know if you've read much about it because I haven't. So any comedian.
No, I don't like to base my decisions on facts, my friend.
Turns out from what's being reported is late last week, the Chinese trade representatives, they'd put this huge deal together, sent it back to the mother country. It comes back to with a full, red marker every page, red marker. They're cutting.
Take it all out.
Yeah, they changed the whole thing.
Yeah. Of course.
So that's why we received those.
That's called a negotiation, my friend. That's where Trump shines.
Well, no. The negotiation was at the table, dude. This was like it was ready to be signed, right? That was the deal. They had negotiated at the table. They had full negotiation, but it had gone back to the motherland.
Then it goes back to the bureaucracy, and here it comes, man. Can you imagine?
Went back to the mothership and came back with 99% changes.
Wow. Yeah. Negotiating with a bureaucracy's got to be real tough, man.
So, this isn't going to be done by Friday.
Jake's saying, look at the last 15 months. Market has tracked sideways with big drawdown in the middle.
Yeah, that's going to touch on my last piece. So
Jinping doesn't need to be reelected, but Trump does. It's
true.
true.
I think you and Jake may need to do an afternoon show.
I don't know. Maybe Trump's looking for a little dip here. You'll get a little dip, and then get the trade deal done kind of right before the election, and little boost. What do you think about that?
I wish I had your face up because I want to smack it right now. What I'm telling you is it's not up to Trump. Trump's just one of the players. It's the other side of the table. It's the mothership.
Right.
They're it seems like they're not negotiating.
I like how you've labeled it the mothership.
Well, it feels that way. It feels like a big ant colony, and there's a big mother over there laying ants.
But then that would be like one's in charge. Do you think one person's in charge over there? I think it's a big mess.
It's a good question. I'll have to. That's food for
I'll
thought.
ask Jake about that one. Who's in
So,
charge, Jake?
anyways, the one that jumped out at me, which is a big play, is the entire retail sector, the XRT. Obviously, many pieces of risk to a slowing economy, shipping of goods from China. God only knows where 25% tariffs touch the retail sector, probably everywhere.
Mm.
I searched for bearish spreads, and there are a lot to take advantage. Now, remember, with options, and this is one of the great things for people who are chameleons, who are into options, who are starting in options, is you can take every day you can take bearish positions. You can profit from bearish positions.
Yep.
Now, if you're not liquidating your 401k late last week at the top, everyone every day going forward in a market sell-off, it doesn't feel good, right?
Yep.
But if you take some position of your portfolio and put it into options and you start trading with a bearish bent, there are opportunities every day.
Yep.
Every day. So, XRT, here's one. There are a lot of these are debit put spreads for a bearish market, but there are lots of opportunities with theoretical edge, win rates, all the things we look for if this continues to go down.
Well, it's a nice way to play it rather than selling your whole 401k, because I know Jake's been bearish on this market for a while. A lot of people bearish say it's overbought. But that happens, man, and you can get run over in the wrong direction and miss out on a whole big run if you're just super bear,
Yeah, you can't be a super bear.
No, can't be a super bear.
That's like a facial ripoff.
I love Jake says Larry Kudlow will come out and tell us all as well. Jake hates Larry Kudlow, man.
Jake's like, isn't Jake? Didn't I sent Jake a cup? Didn't I?
Yeah, man. He got broken and chip cups.
You and Jake.
We've sent Jake more cups than anybody in the Chameleon universe, man.
It's great if you move out of the country and you can lob grenades back here at us.
He got the last cups that are leaving the United States of America.
Rica.
He has a very precious resource over there.
And Jake's like a world traveler. I mean, you guys, you can come in and lob grenades at, your home country, but
yep.
We're here fighting the fight. And
we're fighting the fight.
But no, I agree with Jake. Right? I mean, right now at least. We're if this trade deal does not get done, and it could be very bad. So
Jake says I'm the reason you don't ship internationally. It's true, brother. It's true. One to Madagascar. That Madagascar cup costs like $150 to send. 2 to Asia. 1 comes completely busted. 1's got a big old chip in it. But hey, he's got something he can pour water into. Barely. It's got a little leak in it.
And 1 doesn't get there, right? Did we send another one that just?
I told Jake, dude, when he comes down to Costa Rica, I'll buy him dinner. He can have take him out, give him a fresh Chameleon cup down here in Costa.
Is it 1 sitting on when you enter Miramar? The guy at the desk has a Chameleon cup.
Oh yeah,
that's Jake's cup. Yeah, it was picked off in Miramar. All right. Actually, the last thing I'm going to do is really quickly show this. Anyone who didn't see it yesterday on CNBC, this is a real big bond investor, and he has a great. And that's just great.
What happened?
We have no.
No, you're not allowed. You're going to get us into trouble with the YouTube. We're not allowed to show this stuff on YouTube, man. We're
really?
Get our videos banned, man.
Oh, sorry.
I'm kidding.
All right. Well, you gotta take your time, all chameleons, and do yourself a favor and watch his analysis on yesterday. I mean, unfortunately for me, I was never smart enough to figure out the yield curve, and we don't show much on it on the Chameleon, and I probably should really figure out how, because I mean his analysis of corporate debt and the junk bond market is truly scary. And
so I mean, what's he saying? Give us the 2-second overview.
The corporate bond market has exploded. Let's say it's 3 times as big today as it was in 2007.
Okay.
So there's way more debt, and he just feels that it is the risk to the marketplace. Like it's not, you just like when the economy rolled over and the housing market just imploded. It was because, it imploded. And then the secondary effect where people had taken out these, made these bets on all these portfolios put together of, mortgage paper. And it just had this ripple effect. Well, he thinks the corporate bond market, which has, is 3 times as large today as it was in '06. You have an economic slowdown. What happens, right? Everyone stops spending.
Okay.
So any layer of corporate America is going to be affected, right? Just like the
So you're
housing
saying
market.
there's a risk to those corporate bonds?
Huge risk.
Okay.
Huge risk. And one way he said to play it, which was interesting, and it was the TLT.
Let's see it.
And he was talking about going out to the next January out and buying the straddle. And because he feels, you could either get a shock to the upside in interest rates, or they could actually cut rates almost to zero. Either way, this straddle could yield you 70. He says if volatility just returns to the mean, you could yield 70%. So if there's something outside of that, like a multiple standard deviation move, you could win huge.
Wow.
So now
was that move yesterday on his speaking about it?
Yeah, well, this is just a small trading day move. This isn't a big move, but
it moved almost 1% yesterday.
Yeah, again,
it's moved over 1% in the last day. Will, are you saying that's small?
I'm saying this
Come
95
on, man.
cents.
Do your math, brother.
It's not a huge move, no, not in the scheme of things.
Okay.
But if you look at you can start looking at the volatilities. If you look at the stock volatility, what he's talking about is here's the median of the volatility that's been. This is actually the TLT. The underline has been trading over the 10-day, 20-day. So if it just reverts to its mean basically from 8 point where it's been trading back to here, you could see a significant win in the options. So
that's a good tip right there, everybody.
Well, listen to the whole.
If you believe him, if you're on board.
I'm not here on the Chameleon giving tips. I'm starting to look at it and try to understand it. It's a call that all of us can look at, right? Because all the information for the TL, this is something we can look at and we can understand.
Yep.
We don't have anything on the junk bond market. I mean, the one thing I was looking at was these are investment grade corporate debt instruments that are traded as ETFs. This is a big one, liquid. I was starting to piece together opportunities in there. But these are the types of things we can trade in our space and understand the volatilities, start to look at spreads. These are just 2 of the instruments, and these are other instruments that are issued by other ETF issuers, Vanguard, iShares. All these portfolios are filled with this corporate bond debt. So There you go.
Jake's saying
please
just buy government bonds to avoid the fees of the ETFs, but I don't know. Can you get as much diversity doing that way? I don't know.
No, you can make money for sure.
Yeah,
you could sit and your money can be safe. I'm talking about something that could
have a real
implode or explode. You could really make some money.
Money. That's
You're not going to make 70% on your money.
Absolutely.
And this is just a reversion to the mean from what Gunlock was saying in TLT. If you buy that 1 year out straddle, and he believes that the volatilities in there are significantly undervalued. It's an opportunity for everyone to start the research.
Nice, good stuff, brother. Hey, one thing is Mike's asking. Why don't you go ahead and bring up your face there? Mike's asking on future episodes, can we discuss how to use Chameleon tools to effectively roll credit spreads that get into trouble?
Credit spreads into trouble. You know what? That sounds.
Is that one for Dimitri?
No. You and Dimitri. Could you imagine that title? Rolling.
How to roll credit spreads or blah blah.
No, I think that's a great idea. You could do literally a whole show on that.
That's a whole hour long. That's a whole hour long podcast or show or whatever.
That's maybe a webinar. By the way, the webinar you and Dimitri are doing on Friday, is that Is that for premium members or is that
No,
for
that's open to the public. Yeah, we're gonna do one on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, we can put a link in the show notes in this one.
Oh, are those dogs going to have children?
Yeah, look at these guys, man.
I mean, there was some positioning going on there that was trouble.
The black. Here you guys.
Come on, that's just wrong. Poor Mike just fell out of his chair. He's eating his Cheerios. We don't need to see stuff like that in the morning.
Dude, people love that, man. They love that, dude. They love it.
I don't know if they do.
Actually, if I just had Lex just sitting here, if Lex ran the show, I'm sure we'd be doing much better than we're doing right now. Remember, everybody, if you are on YouTube, click that subscribe button, tick that bell. You can catch us live and hit us up in the chat. And I read the chat, man. So if you got questions or whatever, I'll bring them up with Will, and we actually will morph the whole show depending on questions.
There's a 90% chance Will won't answer anything. That's the truth. Will is not deviating from
just
his
by the straddle, man.
Jesus, can you turn that dog off?
I cannot. Once they get going, it's better to just let them finish. Name them. Hey, whoever names the movie on that quote, that's a Chameleon Cup because that's deep. Sometimes you just better let them finish.
Or cover your eyes, chameleons. Keep them covered.
I know you know the movie I'm talking. Do you know the movie I'm talking about?
No, we'll send a cup to anyone who gets that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. In the USA, Jake, you can't hit it. Hey, if you're on the Chameleon, top right-hand corner, click that subscribe button. Try us free for 7 days. Actually, if you go to the homepage of the Chameleon, you can also sign up for the webinar there as well. But have a great day trading, everybody. Stay safe out there. Later, bro.
Stay safe, chameleons.